So the one and the only Hanna Gabriels. How are you doing?
Blessings to you all. Thank you for having me. I just want to say hi to all of you. Thank you. All the blessings to you, my boys.
Hey,
Thank you.
absolutely. The pride of Costa Rica, the new WBC, WBA, okay, light heavyweight champion of the world. How's that sound?
It is crazy stuff. But I'm loving it. I am very happy because after I don't know, maybe 10 years of being the super welter champion, to have another set of goals ahead. It is very exciting. And so I'm just willing to give myself the opportunity to, pursue all of them. And I am very lucky and privileged.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like the one thing I wanted to ask you was, how did the weight feel for you? Like, was it easier than you thought? Was it a little difficult at some point in the fight? Because I mean, you were at super welterweight, now you're at light heavyweight. How was that experience fighting at that weight?
Well, I am usually walking in 180, something like that, when I'm not really training. And I usually have to go down about 25 pounds to go into super weight, super super welterweight. And at this point, when we decided to move to the heavyweight division, we were about a month away from the fight. Um, Prior to this, the Claressa fight against Decare was going to happen, and I was really upset that they were able to kind of make me invisible as a champion in 154, and just call this event as an undisputed historic kind of thing. And a lot of people thought that I was mad, or that I was, yeah, that I was mad at the WBA for this. But the truth about it is that many of the sanction bodies go around the rules when it comes to benefit a fighter or an event that deserves it or need it. And I understand that because when I fought Clarissa at 160, that was in my division, and they gave me my loss. Um, the belt should have been striped from me. The WBO did that, but the WBA didn't. So when it came to this event, I believe that the WBA understood what was the context, because even for the people that knows boxing and is involved in boxing, we know that this wasn't right. But the truth about it is that Clarissa represents a lot worldwide, and they wanted to honor what this event will mean for young girls and little girls, you know? And so I understood that they, brought me down to the regular status as the champion, as a regular status, and left that super championship belt um, vacant so that she could fight it. At the beginning, like I said, I was upset and I was mad. And then when I really thought about it, I felt like how do you say when you get a compliment? Um, I felt
Like compliments?
Flattered. You felt flattered.
Flattered?
I felt flattered, because the
Okay.
truth about it is that I don't think this is a Clarissa kind of thing, because I believe that she has my same uh, um, desire to prove that I am just as good and great and all of that. But I know that her team did
Right.
know what were the risks that I represented, right? And so she could have fought the care and then fight me. And if they thought that she could win, then it would have happened like that. Or she could have fight me and then the care. And if she was that good, and if she was still going to win, she will get their she her undefeated title, but they knew that I represented the higher risk and that she might have not be able to touch that undisputed recognition. So my team and I, we decided before that fight to move into heavyweight. I was the I when I became a champion, a world boxing champion, I became in 2009 in 147. Then I went to 154 and I remained there for 10 years. So my goals right now is to dominate 175,
Right.
the light heavyweight, and then go to 168 and fight the heavy hitting diva, which I believe she's going to unify very soon.
Okay.
And I don't know whoever is there, and then go to 160, and then Clarissa will have no other option. Then she can run no more. I will
Uh-oh.
have I will have more credentials than her in my she calls me old and weak and small and all of this, and I will, if I am able to um uh make this all happen, all of her words and all of the things that she had said will not matter. I
Oh,
will still be able to do the same that she did and more, being older, weaker, smaller, and I can just wait for that moment. I'm excited.
wow. Now, just are you going to vacate the heavyweight title? I know it's a WBC heavyweight, but it's a WBA light heavy. Are you going to still hold on to the heavyweight title? Are you open to having a heavyweight fight or anything like that?
They are allowing me to keep it with both, to keep it both.
Okay.
So
All right.
I wanted to fight Danielle Perkins, and I wanted to fight Tigre Jimenez from Mexico, and I wanted to fight Giovanna Perez, which is from New Zealand, and she was the champion for the WBO, but apparently she's retired from boxing and she's doing kickboxing. So I heard that Clarissa wasn't able to sell a lot of the pay-per-views for her last fight, and
Yeah.
I believe that people is getting tired of the same old. And so she said that she was going to MMA, and apparently Showtime is taking a pause for women's boxing, which affects us all because I believe even if they have tried to make Clarissa as the face of women boxing, the truth about it is that there's so many faces and there's so many great women
Yeah.
working and giving their all and actually bringing, the entertaining to the canvas, that I believe is unfair that we have to, that we are depending on that. So because Danielle Perkins is in of Mark Taffet and Salida Promotions stable, it seems like it will not happen like right now. But my promoter knows and my manager knows that I want to fight everybody, and I know that every boxer says that, and it not many times is true. But the thing about me is that I have never desired to be the champion or in undisputed champion on all weights and all that. I just really wanted to be the best boxer that I could be
Right.
because I never had an amateur career. I only had one fight as an amateur, and so everything that I have been evolving is been through my path in the professional ground. And there's so much work to do. I feel that I am in diapers, but right now I'm starting to feel that everything that my husband and I have been working on for 4 years, which is pretty much um, assume a lot of what his boxing style is coming alive right now, and I'm excited to see how far this will get me. I always say that I work with excellence each day to see where that excellence could take me, and I believe that right now I'm in the best moment of my life when it comes to the technical matter. And so I just want to um, perfection it and see if I am able to fight bigger girls. And, because one of the questions that we had for this fight was, well, we had 2 years of inactivity, and I had a big injury in my back. I'm sorry, in my arm that I had a surgery for. And one of the questions was I going to be okay? Does my body was my body going to feel okay? And if I was able to keep my speed, because the truth of the matter is that they will always be stronger than me. But I have other resources. I have footwork, and I have movement, and I have speed, and I have all of these things that I believe they're enough if I am able to stick to the strategy, so that I can become victorious. But I felt very, very strong. And one of the goals that I have is I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try. And this is what I'm working on, to finish fights before the 10 rounds so that I can prove that Claressa is not as strong as she actually says that she is. I don't, I fought Oxandia Castillo, and she is a lot more strong, a lot stronger than Claressa, a lot. And she is a good boxer and all of that, but I believe that we need in boxing we need to let the boxers, actually the boxers that wants to fight, give them the opportunity to do them fights. Because right now I'm dependent on television, I'm dependent on people trying to want to showcase women's boxing, and I really, really don't have time to waste. I have 3 more years, and I really want to make the best out of it.
Most definitely. G Funky, you got a question?
Yeah, I have a quick question I wanted to ask you about your style, the way that you box. You have like a very classical boxing style. Do you draw inspiration from like the older fighters, like a Sugar Ray Robinson or something like that? Because you have that kind of style to me, you know.
Oh, well, let me tell you that this is one of the most beautiful things I have ever. So thank you so much. I'm very far away from that, but I'm trying. And yes, my husband. I don't know if you know him, but he's Brian Tiquito Vasquez. He fought, probably, if you can remember, Fortuna and Jejo Thompson, and he also fought this guy from Mexico. Um, uh, I don't remember his name right now, but
WBA, right?
yeah, but his style is, he's a very smart fighter, and he has a lot of different resources. He's not technical in a technical matter. Um he flows so much, and I've been wanting to copy at least a quarter of what he's able to do. And all of his style is based on different fighters: Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones Jr. I believe he also study a lot of Valero, and he remains in those limits. So
Okay.
the footwork is very, very important for us. The movement, how we flow with it, and how we make it as simple as possible so it can become as natural as possible. And so, yeah, we are going around that. I'm very
Yeah.
happy that you are able to see it.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
noticed it right away. You know, when I watch you, you have that real classical bounce back and forth. You move around the ring. You know, I really like that style. And here's my second question, and I'll give it off to the rest of the guys. That style always seems to get a bad rap from a lot of fight fans. A lot of fight fans will call that running. Can you explain
Mhm.
to them the difference between boxing and running?
Well, right now, like I think I wasn't able to show much in this last fight. Um, because it ended up fast. But I am trying not to jump so much. I am trying to, one of the things that has been my goal lately in the last 2 years is to be more calm in the canvas, to walk more than jumping. And for the people that believe that you're running, um, really, these people that talk like this, they have never get into a ring, because they will know what the energy expense you have to go through so that you can do that, and it is very difficult. And I believe that when people is those people right now, it just seems like they don't have a lot of criteria when it comes to the different styles of boxing, because what everybody wants to see is two people in the middle of the ring just hitting each other until one of them fall. And we understand that boxing is the sweet science of hitting and not getting hit. And this, when you hit, it doesn't, and you don't get hit, it doesn't it is not all about this. It is all about the legs. It is all about distance. It is all about angles. It is all about your intelligence. It is all about how you can bring all of those resources and be superior and be dominant and break the opponent's spirit. And so um I believe that we cannot rely on the people's opinion that just wants to see some kind of brutality. Uh, I believe that in boxing we have enough people that can truly see through the beauty and through the science of this sport, and we have to remain loyal to what this is and educate people, because we as boxers, you as media, we as people that are dealing with boxing have the not only the responsibility but also the right to educate people and let them know, what are the different necessities, or what are the different challenges that you have for every kind of style.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely,
You're
absolutely.
welcome.
In the ring with Christine says, I saw the last fight. It was beautiful. I want to
Oh,
ask her
she's
what
so
needs to
great.
be done. She wants to know what needs to be done to bring more attention to women's boxing. And she wants to send all the love and respect.
She's so beautiful and she's so great. I love her so much. Hi to you, my dear. Well, one of the things is that we have to deconstruct the narratives. Um, I believe that there is this way of people judging women for what their looks are. Um, when I came to this heavyweight division, most of the women, they're not very athletic, to say the least, right? And people judge them. In this last fight that I had, people was judging Marta so awfully that I was mad. And I've been an athlete since I was 5 years old. But if you see Marta's record, even if she has had nine, she won 11 fights and she has lost nine. But if you think about the big historic event that Claressa had with the care, she fought the care and went the whole 10 rounds. She fought Maricela Cornejo and she went all the 10 rounds. So if I believe that when it comes to a fight, whoever is able to stick to the strategy and do a good job will be able to showcase who is superior and who is dominant. And in this case, one of the things that I had in mind is, if that fight when Marta would have gone the 10 rounds, that would have said a lot about me, not her, me. And it was very important for me to demonstrate that I could deal with this division. And Marta told my manager, well, I didn't feel that she was that strong, but oh my God, in the 23 fights that I have had in my life, I have never felt what I felt with her. She will hit me so fast. And then when I was going to try to hit me, she was in the other side. And I would look over and she will hit me. And she said she said that it was awful. And one of the things that I've learned with my husband in training is that he's very, very fast. Like he's very, very fast. And when he hit fast, he doesn't hit hard, but that rain of punches like frustrate you and you just go like this, right? And I believe there's nothing more horrible than to feel impotente. ¿Cómo se dice impotente?
Impotent.
Impotent.
To feel impotent in the ring, right? Like you want to do something and you're able to do nothing. That is worse than getting a knockout, right? And I
Right, right.
believe that coming back to the response to the question of Christine, we really have to deconstruct the narratives and stop hoping that women's boxing has to look like men's boxing. You know, we have historically men has been brought up to fight, to conquer, to all of these things, and we have to understand that not so long ago women started to, you know, walking this path and understanding all of these things. And there's so many brave women, so many women that really want to get into this sport and be respected for what they're able to do. And I believe um, it is I think that the guys do a good work, because always people say, well, this is a sport that is dominated by men and this and that. But if you see the fighters, the women fighters, there are always they have always behind them men, amazing men that believe in their talent. So
Exactly.
I the problem really has to do with television and promotion.
Yes. I agree with that. I agree with that. And now we have two more questions for you. Milkar, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, a big fan. And
Oh, thank
I gotta
you.
tell you, when D Style told me you'd be on the show, I was very excited that you're
Oh.
gonna be here. One of the best experiences I had actually when I was a bit younger was visiting your country, visiting Limon, going to your national stadium and seeing your football team play there, the stadium that the Chinese built out there in Costa Rica. Very great experience.
I'm so glad.
I have a lot of things I can ask you, but I'm
What?
going to
What?
keep it quick because I'll keep it quick. So first of all, one of the things I've always appreciated about you is you did something that one of my favorite, if not favorite, fighters did, which was avenge a knockout loss. A lot of fighters don't do that. You did that. Very impressive. But my question for you is, given that you've gone up and down in weight so much, right? What is the ideal weight that you would like to fight at? The weight class that you would like to fight at to take on a Savannah Marshall or to take on a Claressa Shields?
I've always thought that I was a 154, but I never felt this strong. So I might have been in the wrong division for a while. So um really, I have 3 years left and I don't really care. Like I believe that my skills and the work that we have been doing for 4 years, because it's not a training camp that we did and try to change things. It's been 4 years of changes that I am just now uh, being able to execute on the fights. So I don't really care right now because, as one of the fighters had said, it doesn't matter how strong they are if they can hit you. And I know that one of my biggest concerns will have to be always to always be moving, in being able to provoke, um some punches and everything, and be able to play with those. So I'm not really worried. I want to fight Clarissa in any way, but I don't want to fight her now because I want her. And I wrote this statement, that Christine, and I thank you so much for sharing that. She shared that the day before that fight. They wanted me to shut up, and I was like, well, if I would have shut up, they would have say, well, if she thought that she was a champion, why didn't she say something, right? They always use them kind of arguments against people. So I said that I was going to do me, and I was going to follow other goals, but that she will, but in that path, that she will feel me breathing on her neck. So
Mhm.
even if she wants to fight right now or the next year, it will not happen until I get all of those titles and I rub them in their face, and then people just um make her want to fight me, and then she will regret not fighting me after 2 years of inactivity and after an injury when she had to. So that
Well,
is the this is the plan right now.
that is
Cool.
the
Thank you
mission.
so
Beeb,
much.
go ahead, Beeb. Go ahead, Beeb.
Yeah, you mentioned how you doing. First of all, nice to meet
Thank
you. Nice to
you.
see you.
Nice to meet you as well.
You mentioned Clarissa Shields, and obviously, she's got title. She had titles at 154, 160, 168, but the one title she doesn't have is the 175, right? So, do you think that fight
And
would make sense?
147.
Well, I'm just saying that we're going to go in order here. We're going to go forward, not
Right.
not backward. So, do you think that you could entice her to come up to 175 to get that opportunity to win a fourth world title in a different weight class?
I'm doing 175 and I'm gonna come to 168.
Okay,
And I
so
wanna fight. I love Diva, and I love Diva. She's amazing. But I wanna be able to finish up Diva so that I can show my power in these weights. And then I'm gonna go to 160. And whatever she decides to fight me, I'll fight. It is not about a credentials kind of thing, I do want to get, the belts. This is a goal that I have, like, I don't know, 2 months ago, I started to think about these things. But it is not really about her, but because of of all the things that they did with this last event, and just try to ¿cómo se dice? Invisibilizar.
Like to make it disappear, like
Invisibil,
uh,
invisibilize me.
invisible, like make that you
make
weren't
it go
there,
invisible.
like you were invisible,
Yeah,
like you weren't there, right?
like if I wasn't the champion, and if I haven't been the champion for 10
My
years,
Spanish is getting
that
better. Look at this.
good work. The fact that they tried to make it look like I was invisible, like I wasn't the champion there, um, made me think about these other options. And I I remember telling my husband, I don't know, it is something that I feel, and I have never felt this or wanted to prove something this bad. And it's like they have awakened this beast that I didn't know that in me that will want all of these things. And so I'm going step by step. I'm not really interested on getting more belts than her, but I'm interested on her feeling the pressure, because in the last time, I have never talked about me knocking her out. That is always people mentioning this, like she knocked her out and all this, knock her down and blah blah blah. And when I made my statement, um, 2 days before the fight, she posted a picture of me getting hit. And my face looked like all right. It was a hard shot, and I took it all, and I was like, well, you're not even giving the care, the respect that she deserves, because you're not fighting me, you're fighting her. But since you brought it up, even with those hard shots and whatever, I was always the one standing. And so she responded, "You're such a loser. You have been a champion for 10 years for like only one belt." She didn't know I had two belts. She said, that's a loser kind of thing, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, look at that. You know? She doesn't even know how hard it is to remain at the top and um with no school, you know. And so she talks all of this crap and whatever, and at the end I have been her best fight. She told me, well, my best fight was Diva, not you. And I was like, whatever. I know that I was her best fight, and I didn't even have the school that she has. So
Right.
I'm willing to see where this goes. She might take it, she might not, and it doesn't matter. I just want to be able to, like I said at the beginning, be the best boxer that I can be. And if that someday happens,
Yes.
I will make her regret the decision that they made as a team not to face me when they had to.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Hanna Gabriels, we would definitely want to thank you for stopping by here at Hispanics Causing Panic. And I hope you're down with HCP, and we definitely want to have you back. Especially, if you get a fight announced or something, we'll definitely like to have you back and all that
It
stuff,
will be my
man.
pleasure. And
Absolutely.
you guys have to come to Costa Rica. You have to come
Yeah.
back, and you have to come,
Absolutely.
guys.
Yeah,
It will
we'll
be
go to.
amazing.
It sounds like a great vacation for sure. Once again,
I'll show you around. You'll have fun for sure.
Yeah.
All
It will
right.
be my
absolutely.
pleasure to have you. You will always be welcome, and I am more than honored and privileged to be here with you. And just thank you so much, really. And
Absolutely.
it will be, I don't know what destiny. You make plans, and you don't know if those plans are going to be met, because the only one that can actually give you the opportunity to make
Right.
that happen, allow you to make that happen, is God. But
Yes.
if he allows me to, I will be more than happy to be able to back up my words with the humbleness that I
Absolutely.
have, because this is not a rage kind of thing or whatever. It's just I want to
Right.
be able to leave boxing and leave a legacy, and hopefully um uh, people like you that know boxing have a little bit of admiration for
Absolutely.
myself and my work.
Well, thank you very much, Hannah, and we'll keep in touch and have a good one. All right.
You too.